Le dijo su suegra, ¿no? Eh, Aquí ando nomás echando esta. Ándale, ahorita le marco.
There is nearly a 2,000-mile-long border between the United States and Mexico. The United States currently has a population of 314 million, with an astonishing 10% of regular drug users. Mexico supplies approximately 50% of heroin, 80% of methamphetamine, and 90% of cocaine by passing it through the border.
And so we see criminal organizations that are well-financed, very lucrative. There's a big attraction for people to come into the business.
The cartels are becoming more sophisticated by creating new techniques to pass the border.
In California, for example, they're taken to the ocean and going further and further out into the Pacific, and then landing miles and miles and miles north of the border in California. In places in the desert, they're seeing these ultralight planes, these very small, lightweight planes that they're flying over the border fence and just dropping their loads and then returning back to Mexico. Tunnels are a very common occurrence.
This is the 8th drug smuggling tunnel detected in the San Diego area since 2006. A similar tunnel was found just 2 years ago, only blocks away from the new one. More than 75 tunnels along the southwest border have been discovered since 2008.
But even if there's a fence there, there are some places where cartels have actually turned the fence into a swinging gate. They'll go there at night, they'll kind of weld it and kind of get it ready so that they can swing it open, drive through, and then swing it back closed so it looks like it's still there.
Dale, dale para Rivera. Ahí mero. Está bueno, dile. No, el carro cerca.
There's a lot of different ways to get around or over or under this fence.
And they use all manner and means to smuggle contraband. We've seen tunnels under our borders, the use of homemade submarines to move drugs from South America into Mexico, and threats, violence, intimidation, what have you, but they're attempting to make a piece of that large.
On a daily basis, the United States Border Patrol pursues smugglers. There are 4,400 DEA agents that are working hard to secure the border.
Oh, this is a normal occurrence.
This is every day?
Yeah. That's why we're down here.
Fierro. Que no se encuentran muchos.
A normal method of moving drugs usually involves hiding it in a container.
Modified it. They actually put wood, they cut the bottle, they glued them on there, and underneath was where the narcotics were.
Some methods become even more elaborate. Here the Border Patrol confiscated a catapult. The catapult was used for launching drugs over the border into the United States. The country of Mexico doesn't only have problems along the border. Cartels are spread throughout Mexico. As you can see, the cartels control large portions of Mexico by exerting violence. The cartels import and produce drugs in Mexico. The cartels can easily move drugs up north to the border where they can deceive Border Patrol. The drug industry remains powerful while drugs continue to pass through the border.
So international relations is a huge part of this when we talk about the 4 major drugs of abuse: cocaine, heroin, methamphetamine, and marijuana. The overwhelming majority of those drugs that affect the United States actually originate outside the United States and smuggled into our borders.
President Calderon of Mexico is no longer focusing on the drug smuggling through the border. Instead, President Calderon is focusing to provide protection from the cartels. This leaves the United States in charge of securing the border. The United States must improve security to stop drug smuggling through the border. While the issue of border security continues to be argued about, Drug smugglers continue to casually cross the border, bringing drugs and violence to the people of the United States.
Súbense. No, 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 el bordo,